welcome back to Davo's Gardening Channel. Today I had to go to the office, so we're not doing another lunchtime check today. We're going to be doing a 5-6 p.m. check, but either way, it's going to be our brief rundown. Just go through what's changed, what's different, what might need attention later on this week or even this evening. And without any further ado, let's get the show on the road. Starting with the berries, lots of new growth out of the blueberry plant that won't set berries. Little leaf nibblage there. Gonna have to spray him down. Blackberries growing, foliage into my blackberry bush there. Nothing new in the way of fruit. Looks like it's set. We got one berry down there, and I don't know what the status of that berry is, but might have to take a look later on. Raspberries coming along nicely. Those raspberries, oh, there's like a couple of red ones down in there that are maybe even pickable. Gotta get to my peppers. My mini peppers are coming along. My big peppers, I thought I saw something forming the other, yes, up top. Let me see if I can zoom for everybody. Up top there, I got new big peppers coming in on the full size green peppers, which is a good thing. I'm happy to see that. Moving over here, lots of foliage growth. Oh, I didn't realize this before. Up top, I got a whole bunch of berry sets up top over here coming in, so I was kind of happy to see that. Even on the end, they came through. Oh, looks like I've got one or two of them has blackened back in there. These raspberries are coming along, getting ready to set a bunch of those, and it looks like back in there I've also got a blackberry that looks like he's ready to go. See if I can get him in focus. Maybe not. Try from a different angle. Yep, there he is. There he is. So we've got blackberries up in there. Look like they're ready to go. So this is overall a pretty good setup for these blackberries. And I'd say berries overall are doing really well. So next we turn to our potatoes. And it is looking like the new one now that he's trellised is doing good. What's not doing as good as the original one that was in the tent. This looks like it had a super comeback. I gotta admit, that looks just really nice. Well, it's not dead yet. So that is definitely an odd tomato plant. This one, again, really rallied back as well. And then I can't say enough good stuff about the only out of, I don't know, 8 plants I planted. This will probably be the one that will give me some potatoes. And that about does it for our potatoes for today. Let's move along to the boutique cherry cage, pen, whatever this is. Good foliage growth. Looks like you got a little blighted leaves here and there. At the same time, not really seeing any fruit set. I got that one single tomato that grew for the Fab 4 that were indoors over the winter. Coming over here, new growth for the Parks Whopper Improved. That's always happy to see. This guy, Jerry's not come in yet. We don't know what's going on with him, whether he's going to do well or not. Looks like on one of the indoor swinging peppers, it looks like there I got a new flower, so I might be getting another pepper out of that plant. As always, the next 3 plants have just tons of really good tomato sets. As you can see, they're really coming in. I had an amazing chicken Caesar salad last night, and what made it amazing was the amount of cherry tomatoes I was able to throw on top of that salad. It was just yum. So with that being the case, that's what we got going on with those three. Now this one is interesting. He's got new growth, but for whatever the reason, he just hasn't set. This is the one I changed the water out on. I was worried. Again, we have new growth. I got to start clipping them, but the problem with clipping them is their bottom is not doing well. So it scares me to clip the bottom. Sorry, scares me to clip the top when the bottom isn't doing well, because I feel like I'm gonna get rid of all they have that's good. This is a really nice set there. These are Supremos that are coming in. I got another set of Supremos right there. And again, we have some really nice sets starting to develop there. Looks like I got a ripe one even there. I got another set up there. So I'm definitely getting tomatoes. Gosh, look at this. They got even more. This is another thing. I got all these sets that are really high up, and it makes me feel like maybe I shouldn't prune the highest stuff, even though I don't want them to grow forever. There's a nice big Supremo. Oh, I got another one there. So I got 3 Supremos. Unfortunately, and I added some bone meal solution to both of these, we got some blossom end rot, which usually means low calcium, and bone meal I put in was like 12% calcium. So it doesn't look like the other ones have it. It's just those two for some reason. I don't know why. But remember, these N2, this one and this one, they did struggle in the beginning until I changed out their nutrient solution. Okay, let's get to the greenhouse, see how we're doing in here. So the tomatoes that are in here that at some point I should probably be moving outside are actually setting fruit in here. I think you can see there's flowers over there, flowers there. Not a bad thing, but at the same time, I don't know, indecision, I guess. I can't figure out what to do. Lettuce is coming along nice. You can see I think these were some of these were supposed to be squashed. That one I put out this morning before I went to work at like 6 a.m. The new cucumbers, as you can see, are doing well. Lettuce is coming along nice. Celery at its slow and steady pace. I got to check the water and see what's going on there. Again, we got new peppers once again. A whole bunch of new peppers are coming in. Makes me very happy. This cherry tomato plant that stays really small, I think it's a dwarf cherry tomato. Oh, we had some basil toppling, so I'm gonna have to set up our basil once again so it doesn't topple, because it seems to have been, well, I might be able to trellis these up just by spinning them. If that doesn't work, I will get the trellis out. I got one more in there. I wonder if I can reach it somehow. Oh, here we go. There we go. Oh, you guys see that ladybug one flying over? It always makes me happy when I see my ladybugs cruising around. Okay, I don't need a trellis. I was going to pop those 3 up. There's not a lot of wind in here, being a greenhouse. So the basil row, those I trellised over the weekend. The few tomatoes that are here are doing well. Lettuce, as we can see, lettuce is coming along pretty nice up there. And that one tomato, wow, he's really shooting up. I got to figure out what to do, because even if I want to leave these tomatoes in the tubes, I know their root structure will overwhelm the pipes. And when that happens, then the rest of the plants don't get their water. It's not an overall good thing. So I am going to have to relocate those at some point. And I'm just trying to, I got a couple basils that got to get something, has to happen with them. All right, so we'll take a look at the orphans. Why not? The cat was away today. So I got, look, here I got new flowers coming in, a couple of them. That looks like a very big beginning of a new pepper. No fruit is set out here, but we definitely have a lot of growth. I definitely trellised everything up so it wouldn't be flopping over too much. Who knows what happens with the orphans. And here we have more tomatoes. Some of the tomatoes have flowers. I did pick a number of cherries off of these plants As you can see, I've got some I even got more ones that became ready today. Just got a decent amount of cherry tomatoes in here. Unfortunately, I haven't, wow, they're just everywhere. Everywhere I peek around the corner in here, it seems like I've got new cherries coming in. Picked a good, decent number of them yesterday afternoon. For my salad, which was yummy. So I've definitely got tomatoes coming in on these, and like before, there's one down here. I'm actually going to eat this one right now. Oh, come on, there it is. And it is delicious. Small, but delicious. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is I got a lot of little cherries going on in here. I haven't really had a large harvest for bigger tomatoes yet. Really, I haven't. So this growing season has mostly been about cherry tomatoes. I did get maybe 2 or 3 odd, random large tomatoes. I think the problem is sunlight. While I have sunlight over there, it's not as strong as it is here in the yard. And what my plan is, if this works out, I got my new buckets. I've got a dozen of them, and I'm gonna obviously clean them out, scrub them out, and after that happens, rather than planting them along here, rather than planting them in that tomato cage, I am going to plant them here inside these white lines where it seems like I get the most amount of sun during the day. And specifically, I think I'm going to plant a row just right up here. I think I'm going to put maybe 5 and 5 here, because when you look up at my yard, that's the hole where the most sun comes in, and the sun starts over there, it comes up, it runs its way, and then it sets over there. So putting the tomatoes right here in the middle, although it might be a little bit unsightly, putting those tomatoes right in the middle like that, I think is going to get me the most amount of sunlight. Most amount of sunlight, probably going to have the best amount of yield for fruit. A lot of the plants, they're not seedlings, they're 3-4 feet tall in some cases. So I'm taking already, adolescent plants that are a big enough size to start producing fruit, and I'm going to be placing them, right in the area that has the most sunlight in this yard with what's available with all the tree cover. The frustrating thing is, having grown over the winter, once I figured out which grow lights to use, I never had problems with lighting whatsoever, and I was producing so many tomatoes just over and over and over with a lot less plants. But I had optimal, maybe even excess in some cases, sunlight inside, because the grow lights I got were quality, decent ones. Although I didn't buy the most expensive ones, but I bought the highest rated ones, and I just produced a lot more fruit compared to outside. But that's a whole nother video I can get into. Today's just the 5-minute check. It doesn't look like I really have much to do in the way of takeaways. A little trellising on the basil, but it'll wait till tomorrow. I really have to start thinking more about planning and what I'm actually going to be doing with the tomato plants that are adolescents inside and where I'm going to put them. But I think I've already figured it out. I think they're going in the middle of the yard to capture the most sunlight. That's probably my best course of action. So anyway, as always, I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you very much for tuning into my channel. Hoping your grow season is going as good as, if not better than mine. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope you're having a great Tuesday and the rest of the week goes wonderful for you. And that's about it. This is Dave saying goodbye.